Somebody said that to me, I would literally make them eat every word they just said about me.
We're gonna see some doping. He's gonna win that event. He's probably gonna win the 200 IM. The United States embarrassed themselves. It hasn't really gotten any faster in the distance events. Swimming at the Paris Olympics is going to be completely different than just 3 years ago in Tokyo. If you remember, because of COVID, swimmers were racing without any fans. Now it's completely different, and Paris is going to be packed with tens of thousands of fans cheering on these athletes. Now, a few of my predictions are a little bit ambitious, and I might be completely wrong. But after 2 decades of being an absolute swim nerd, here are my hot takes. Number 1, the men's 50 and 100 meter freestyle is going to be the showdown of the entire competition. There are so many studs between Caeleb Dressel, Flo Manidou, Chris Giuliano, Cam McAvoy, Ben Proud, Josh Liendo, and Vlad from Ukraine. These are just some of the headline swimmers to tell you a little bit about each of them and why any of these guys could win the 50 freestyle. Here we go. We got Caeleb Dressel. He is the defending Olympic gold medalist. He's a 21-1 from that Olympics. We've got Flo Manidou. He won the Olympics in 2012, and he's looking sharp. We have Chris Giuliano, who just made it through the U.S. Olympic trials, qualifying in the 50, 100, and 200 freestyle. We've got Cam McAvoy. He was a 21.1 at the World Championships earlier this year. He's the top seed coming into the meet. We've got Ben Proud from the UK. He dropped a 21.2 at the UK trials. Josh Liendo tore it up in the NCAA season. He was a 21.4 at the Canadian trials earlier this year. We got Vlad. He was 21.3 from Ukraine. Any of these guys could take home the championship. We've got 2 defending Olympic gold medalists in the final field. Then the 100 freestyle, it's not much different because a few of these guys are going to show up. Caeleb Dressel is the defending Olympic gold medalist, and he didn't even qualify through the U.S. trials. Both U.S. guys will show up there. We've got Jack Alexey. We've got Pan, world record holder, 46.8. Then we've got Popovich, who also dropped a 46.8 earlier this year. Oh, and let's not forget about Kyle Chalmers. He's probably good for a 46 or at least a 47 low. Any of these guys can take it, and this is really what's going to happen in Paris. We're going to find out who is the fastest swimmer in the pool. I recently had the chance to talk with Brett Hawke, considered one of the greatest sprint coaches in the world, and here's what he had to say about the 50 and 100 free at this Olympics.
You've got to go with history here, and you say, look, Flo Manidou, the last 3 Olympics, he's won, he's got silver, he's got silver, he's coming in, and it's his home Olympics for his 4th Olympics. Like, come on, like you're telling me this guy's not going to be on the podium, and he is the type of guy that shows up every 4 years. So first of all, Flo Manidou's a player, and then you look at the contenders of people who are swimming fast right now: Cam McAvoy, Ben Proud, Bukov, who won the World Championship back in February. You know, there are a number of contenders, and then you've got the Americans, right, who are in that race now. Look, it's going to be a hot race, and I think it's going to take a 21.5 to make the final. I think it's going to take a 21 flat to win the event. I don't think we're going to see a world record at the games. Look, it's very difficult to break a world record at the games. There's too much pressure. There's too much testosterone in that call room. So that's the 50. The 100 is wide open, man. Like the men are all swimming. Seems to be 46 these days. I mean, it's ridiculous. Honestly, I think there's 6 people that could win that race on the men's side. When you put on that cap, you look across the pool, you know who you want to beat, and I think there's going to be fireworks inside the pool. So yeah, the rivalry is going to be hot.
Next up, the 4x1 mixed medley relay. Now, if you don't remember, back 3 years ago, this was the first time a mixed relay, meaning 2 guys, 2 girls, made an appearance at the Olympics. It's a medley relay, so you got to go backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, any combination of 2 guys, 2 girls. Now, at this Olympics in Tokyo, the United States embarrassed themselves, getting 5th place, not even medaling with a star-studded lineup, you would think, of Ryan Murphy, Lydia Jacobi, Tori Husk, and Caeleb Dressel. You've got to think, you got Caeleb Dressel on the anchor. How do you not win this? Well, here's the trick. Just because you have the fastest swimmers, if they're not doing the right strokes, men, women have different ratios of speeds and different strokes, and this is really a coaching decision. It's going to come down to crunch time. I think the U.S. is going to redeem themselves, get on the podium, probably break the world record in this event, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play their cards. Also, if you don't remember, Lydia Jacobi in the breaststroke, her goggles fell into her mouth. How devastating is that? It can happen even at the Olympic Games. Let's throw a photo on the screen. Whew! Hot take number 3, there will be some swimming drama. There always is, but I think there's going to be so much more smack talk heading into these Olympics, during the Olympics, and after the Olympics, more than we've ever seen. Not just because social media is the landscape and the place where everyone's going to be consuming all this content and seeing what people have to say, the pre, during, and post-race interviews. Well, I guess you can't do an interview during the race, but you know what I'm talking about. It's going to be hype, and we're already seeing smack talk come between the Americans and the Australians. Here it is.
But it is just so much sweeter beating America. When we're like right next to each other in the warm-up areas, the US have this infernal cowbell that they ring, and as someone leaves to go to the competition pool, they ring out, USA, USA, and I've never wanted to punch someone more.
Somebody said that to me, I would lose it. I would literally make them eat every word they just said about me. So for the Americans, I would watch that thing every single day to give me that little extra bit of just oomph.
But ultimately, that's kind of what we love about sport. It's the rivalries that get everyone going, that gets the fire in the belly. A little bit of trash talk never hurt anyone. To be honest, I'm doing the talking, he's doing the talking, but the Australian Dolphins and the US swim team, they're going to be doing the action in the swimming pool, and that's what we want to see.
The Olympics will be here shortly, and we'll be able to see what the results are.
The Frenchman, Léon Marchand, is going to break 4 minutes in the 400 IM. Yes, I said it. That is my hot take. I think he has the potential to crack the 4-minute barrier, to not only be the first person to go under 4 minutes, but to absolutely obliterate the field. Now, if you remember, Michael Phelps was the fastest 400 IMer for what seemed to be like 10 or 15 years. He brought the world record all the way down to a 4:03.84 that he set in Beijing 2008. Marchand broke that last year in 2023 at the World Championships in a 4:02.50. He was victorious. He's been on fire in the NCAA circuit as well. But if you look at his times in 2021 at the Tokyo Olympics, he's a young teenager. He was a 4:11. I think he was 10th or 11th place at the Olympics. Then the next year he dropped a 4:04. Then last year he went a 4:02.5 to break the world record, Michael Phelps' world record. And I think he's going to be knocking on the door of that 4 minute. We saw him go 4:02 in the 500-yard freestyle. We saw him go out in a 1:57. His times are just, it's a video game. They don't even seem real. And I think in his home country, with his home team cheering him on in French and English, the whole world is going to make a lot of noise. And I think he's going to obliterate the field, and he's got a shot to break 4 minutes. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Number 5, sprinting is getting faster, it's getting deeper, and distance swimming is not holding its weight. This is undeniable when you look at the statistics, when you look at the field, when you look at how many people are swimming so fast. The A final, meaning to make it into the Olympic final, is going to be so fast, faster than ever in the 50 freestyle, in the 100 freestyle, the hundreds of stroke, and even the 200s. Can you say that about the 400s? The 800, the 1500, the 400 IM? I don't think so. I think it's going to be about the same as it's been for the last few Olympics. And we can even look at the data to prove just how fast swimming's depth has gotten in the sprints and how it hasn't really gotten any faster in the distance events. I thought this was an interesting observation. For example, if you look at the women's 400-meter freestyle, right? This is the event that Katie Ledecky, Titmus, all these swimmers are really breaking down barriers, swimming faster than ever. But they're just 2 or 3 or 4 people. Everyone else is not actually getting that much faster. If you compare the top 10 time last year was a 4:05. If you go 10 years back, the top time was a 4:04. Yes, it was faster 10 years ago on the ladies' side. The men's side isn't much different. If you look at the stats, sprinting has gotten so much faster, and there's more depth because there's more people focusing on it. What does that mean in terms of distance events at the Olympics? It might mean some wide open opportunities for swimmers to sneak into the A final to get a chance onto that podium. I believe in Paris, Sarah Sjostrom of Sweden will confidently cement herself as the greatest female sprinter of our generation and maybe all time. She has been so consistent over the last decade. She is the current world record holder in the 50 freestyle. In the 50 butterfly. She won the world championship 6 times in a row in the 100 butterfly. Yes, her world record was just taken away from her by Gretchen Walsh of the United States at the U.S. Olympic Trials. And yes, she is the defending Olympic medalist from 2016, but she broke her elbow right before the Tokyo Olympics, and she trained and recovered and was able to come back and silver medal in the 50 freestyle. If she's 100% healthy, she is going to cement herself in history as one of the greatest swimmers of all time, and one of the greatest sprinters, if not the greatest female sprinter of all time. Hot take number 7, we're gonna see some doping drama. Yes, we would love to see a clean sport, meaning no one's cheating, no one's taking any performance enhancing drugs, any of that funny business. But recently, there have been some news and rumors and who knows what's happening, and the sport of swimming sort of has a taint on it right now. We don't really know what's happening at the highest level, and this is such an unfortunate thing because the athletes don't want to have to pay attention to this. They just want to work hard, swim fast, and know that when they step on the blocks, the other 7 people in the pool that they're racing against have not taken any performance-enhancing drugs, cheating, any of that bad stuff. We don't know, but my hot take is that we're going to see some doping drama. And what I think is going to happen, we're going to see medals recalled in the next few years. It's happened before, and it's probably going to happen at these Olympics, meaning someone's going to win an event or get third or get second or whatever, and then next year we're going to find out that they were doping, and we don't know. This has happened inside the United States. This has happened to athletes in other countries. I'm not going to name any individuals, but here's what Michael Phelps had to say about the importance of keeping the sport clean.
While competing at the highest levels, I witnessed firsthand the pervasive uncertainty and the suspicions surrounding doping. The hardest part was seeing athletes achieve seemingly impossible feats, knowing the immense effort and sacrifices required to reach these heights cleanly. So with this, I urge you to engage in the fight against doping. We can uphold the values and fairness and integrity that are the cornerstone of Olympic and Paralympic sports.
In Paris, we could see the most decorated female Olympian of all time in swimming. Katie Ledecky has the chance to do that. She currently has 10 Olympic medals from the last 3 Olympics that she went to. Isn't that crazy? She went to the Olympics when she was 15 in 2012. Right now, there are 3 athletes who have 12 medals. Jenny Thompson, Dara Torres, and Natalie Coughlin of the United States. Now, there's a different breakout between gold, silver, and bronze, but moral of the story is Katie Ledecky has 10 Olympic medals, and these ladies have 12. If she performs, even to the somewhat highest of her abilities, she will exceed that number and have 13 or 14 medals at the Olympic Games, which has never been done before, and she will climb the ranks and be right up there as #1 female athlete, just like Michael Phelps is the #1. Michael Phelps has 28 Olympic medals, 23 of them gold. Pretty mind-blowing when you think about how Katie Ledecky is the distance queen, the freestyle specialist, the superstar of our generation, and then Michael Phelps has 3 times as many medals. But Katie Ledecky has the chance to ascend to the ranks and be #1 on the ladies' side, and that's gonna be pretty special to see. My second to last hot take is the women's 200 IM showdown. I'm really excited about the 200 IM because this is really the test of who is the best well-rounded swimmer in the world. If you want to be the best swimmer, you got to be good at all the strokes. If you're a one-hit wonder and you're just good at the 50 freestyle or the 100 backstroke, nah, that ain't good enough. If you want to be the best in the world, like Michael Phelps, you have to dominate the 200 IM. Now we know on the men's side, Léon Marchand is the favorite in the 200 IM and the 400 IM. On the ladies' side, I don't really know what's going to happen. Here's why. We have Kaylee McEwen, who has the fastest time of 2024 set of the trials. We've got Kate Douglas and Alex Walsh, who both qualified recently from the United States trials, and they both won medals at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics. And then we have Summer McIntosh, who's the world record holder in the 400 IM. All 4 of these ladies are going to collide. I believe also the swimmer who won the Tokyo Olympics is from China, blanking on her name right now, but if she's swimming it again, she's a defending gold medalist. So you've got 4, maybe 5 or 6 top swimmers that are going to throw down, and they're all going to be neck and neck, and they're going to change positions between the fly, back, breast, and free. Unlike what we saw with Michael Phelps, where in the 2 and the 4 IM, he would outsplit everyone at every single length. these ladies are going to take turns and they're going to alternate leads at any given moment in that Olympic final. And I think that's going to be really special and really excited to watch. Let me know who you guys think is going to win down below in the comments. And number 10, it's the ultimate hot take, the medal count. Who's going to win the most medals at the Olympics? Who's going to win the most in swimming on the men's side, the ladies' side? Right now, there is a big rivalry between the United States and Australia. These two countries, head to head, have always competed at the highest level. It's relays, it's individual swims. But when we look at the numbers, I'm going to confidently say the United States will win more medals than any other country in swimming, and it's not even going to be close. If we look back at the last Olympic Games, the United States won 30 medals in swimming, Australia won 20. If we go back to 2016, the Olympics before that, the United States won 33 medals in swimming. The Olympics before that, it was 31. It's never been close. It's only been sort of close back at the World Championships recently. But if you look at the athletes that are competing today, I don't think it's even going to be close. And fun fact for you, if you're wondering just how many Olympic medals have been won in swimming, the United States has won 579 medals in swimming to 212 for Australia, which means if the United States just shows up and falls in the water, they will have over 600 medals in the Olympic history in swimming. Now, if you want to take your swimming knowledge to the next level, I know you're going to love this video right over here. So check it out. I'll see you over there, and happy swimming.